Hi there. I would like to give you an update on what has happened here the last couple of weeks. And I would also like to reflect a little bit on the whole YouTube thing and trying to post a video every week. More on that later. We also saw Dolphins, which was an absolute highlight. And we're still fighting with other animals, which isn't such a nice thing. Which leads us to the first part of this video, which is gonna be about all the things that don't work so well.
Our biggest problem is that our kids aren't happy. And if the kids aren't happy, obviously we aren't happy as well. It has to do with a different school system, different language, they're missing their friends. Sometimes teachers in school say they don't belong here because they can't speak French. It's a lot of reason that they're sometimes unhappy. We are a family of 6, and a family like that only works if people are willing to make compromises. If you sometimes say, okay, I have this and this need, I want this to be the food of the evening, I want to go there for this Sunday, but I can see that other people have different needs. And this willingness to compromise goes down when people aren't happy. It is like that with grown-ups, and it is like that with kids. So our family doesn't work as well here as it used to, because not everybody is happy and not everybody is willing to compromise the same amount as before. We're working on this. The only solution is that the kids get happier, that they get used to the things, how they work here, and they make friends, which they slowly are. And I think in the end what we need is time, and then hopefully also this problem will get solved.
Number 2 on our list of things that aren't working that well is animals. On the one hand, we still have mosquitoes, and they are really annoying, and it's late September and we're thinking, when do they stop biting us? It will happen eventually, I'm pretty sure. The other thing is that we're not living alone in this house. We had a lot of bats when we came. They have gone, but they're very close relatives. Might still be here. We have some mice. We've seen some outside. We've once seen one inside. Our food supplies are untouched, so I don't think they're really living in the house, but we've seen them outside. But up in the attic, up here, we have at least one animal that is a little bit bigger. Our fear is that this is a rat, but we're not 100% sure. And we've tried different things. Let's go up there. Let's put on some lights. So the first thing we tried was this device here, which sends out a very high frequency tone, which is supposed to be really uncomfortable for the animals. That didn't help at all. Then we found this little device, which is actually a kind of TV simulator. So the idea is you put this in your house and it sends out randomly different colors, and for people that want to rob you, it looks as if you're at home watching TV all day. I don't know if that's effective for this kind of stuff, but it actually helped a little with these animals, or this animal. My feeling is that it's quite annoying for whatever lives up here. However, it's not gone. And so the next thing is that we put up a trap to catch this animal while being alive. And we'll see if that works. Until then, we just have to deal with it. We're really hoping that if it's a rat, that it's not breeding and the problem doesn't get bigger. I'm happy to hear any comments with any good advice on how to deal with this, and also maybe find out more about what animal it is. Okay, jokes aside, the next big problem for me might sound silly, but is that I am lacking music for my videos. I want to have music that has some kind of personal connection to me or is made by me. So for some of the videos I played a little on the piano, and right now I only have this guitar. It's a very nice guitar, but I'm not in any way a nice guitar player, so I tried to play a little for some of the videos, but I'm not really good at it. I used to have a channel called Canoe Concerts where I took musicians on the canoe, and I'm hoping that some of the people that I took there would like to come here. So I thought it could be a fun project to have a kind of artist in residence program where they can come here, live at the house, and instead of helping with making walls or painting, they help by making music for the videos. So we'll see. You can head over to that channel if you want to see some of the music that was done there. Other than that, I'm really keen on getting a piano actually, but that turns out to not be so easy. So there's a lot of pianos actually on the market, second hand, really cheap, or sometimes even for free. But I need to see it to play it, etc. And most of them are out of tune. That's okay, but it can be difficult to then see if there's something more not working with the piano, especially since I'm no expert. I had a look at a piano yesterday, and although the owner said it was in good condition and everything worked, it was really horrible. I'm gonna look at another one tonight. Should I find one for a reasonable price, then I will try to get it, and then we'll see about how I can transport it. The bamboo is probably not gonna help with that this time. We'll see. And that leads directly to one of my biggest concerns, which is getting a YouTube video out every week. As you can see, I'm editing this video, and this brings me to another big problem. That is that I put pressure on myself to try and post a video every week, and I can really say that it's not working. It kills the creativity, and makes me feel bad most of the time about the videos, and it's not really something that is good. It's not good for the videos. It might be good for the algorithm on YouTube to put out a video every week, but if it's not good for anything else, then why do it? So I'm gonna stop that and just post videos whenever they're ready. So as the fire is going and it's getting nice and cozy and dry in this room, I want to talk about the things that are going well. And yeah, one thing is this really nice room. We'll come to that in a bit. But there's also a lot of progress we made on smaller projects. The first of which is that we finished the workshop. And let's take a little tour. So the first thing I did after we had finished the floor was to make light in the room. And we just got 2 fairly cheap LED strips that give off a total of 5,000 lumens, so that should be enough to have a good working light. The next thing I did was that there was only one socket for electricity in the far corner, but there was the electricity for the wine cellar. So I took that and run a cable under the floor and to these workbenches, and so we now have electricity here, which is very, very convenient. So basically up in this upper part we have one workspace and then there's this cupboard that used to be here actually, and we have all the chargers and everything here. Then we got this cupboard for free, and we got this old IKEA cupboard, which is huge actually. It's called the Bibliothek, also for free. Took a while to set it up, but it's very, very nice because there's just a lot of space, to really sort all the tools, which is really important if we want to work effectively. Also, if we want to work with several people, it's always nice that every tool has their own space. I'm not the tidiest person, so this is also to encourage my own discipline and put the things back where they belong. You might remember when we took out the ground, there was a lot of small stones, and our workaways and my wife, they started this little project to make a path, and it's pretty dark, but I'll put some footage of how they made it in here, and you can see they didn't make a foundation or anything. They just put it down and made a kind of mosaic walkway, but it actually works fine. So we can go in and out without getting wet feet, since it has been raining so much. Yeah, that's a workshop and a project that's actually finished, which feels really, really good. The next thing that really, really makes a huge difference here is that we started painting our ceilings. As you remember, last time we were in a museum and kind of looked at different colors, and what we did next was to get a lot of different paints and try them out in the kitchen, and I'm gonna show you what that looks like. And then with that we started to paint this one room, which you're gonna see in a minute. But let's have a quick look at the kitchen, and you can see here in the background they all look white probably, but it's actually a lot of different colors. And we tried different whites, and then we tried different kinds of blue that we're gonna combine with the ceiling. So the ceilings will be white, but then parts of the room that are in wood but aren't the ceiling will be in a light blue, similar to what we have seen in the museum. Another thing that I did, which makes a huge improvement, is I finally got around to cutting some of the bushes, and that means that we now have a very nice view out the window onto one of the fields. I'm gonna do much more of it, but for now at least we have a little bit of a view. So far the cows have not been here, but we're really hoping that they come out and we have some cows that we can watch. Since we finally have some better weather, I want to do something about the mold and the moisture in the house. And one reason that we think that especially the northern side has this problem is that the house just doesn't get any direct sun. So these old stone houses, when they get sun, the stones will heat up during the day, and the stones will actually keep this heat for quite a while. And there's one tree here which doesn't look very healthy, that's one thing, and it's also not a very good place.
It gives a lot of shadow to the house, and it also puts a lot of debris into the pool. So we want to take it down, but it's impossible to take it down in one piece because there's a high risk that it would fall onto the pool or the house. And so what we've started, actually Easter already, or last year, I'm not sure, is to take down branches that are safe to take off. And that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go up in the tree and then slowly take down branch by branch, and then at some point when it's safe enough, I can take off the top and then take it down little by little. So that went actually pretty well. It was almost impossible to get the branches out in the top of the tree, but with the ladder I could get that high up that taking off there was safe enough because the rest of the tree was not so big. I tried it with a saw. I don't want to go that high up with anything like a chainsaw or so, but it was actually much easier to do it with a axe. And then I chopped it off until I could hear it slowly cracking, and then I went little by little. So I'm quite happy because now it's evening time, so we can't really see it, but I think in the morning we'll have a lot more light on the house. And now it's just a lot of work to get this tree smaller and make it into firewood. And with the stump, I'm gonna take that down little by little. But the big part is done now. So you might remember in episode 6 we got 3 stoves into the house. The first one is the one for the living room. It's a very large stove, and the problem here was that we had to get a new chimney all the way to the roof. The second one, it is a special stove oven combination so that you can actually cook on it and use the oven to make cake. We'll try that. And the third one is a smaller stove that goes on the first floor. We like this very much. It looks very funny. And it took us a while, but we also got this one to work. So with all the stoves working, we now have the possibility to get the house and the rooms dry, which is really nice, especially in the future dining room, which we emptied. And since it has the white ceiling now and the stove, it has become a really nice place, and we have turned it into a guest room now, so that our workaway can move out of the living room and into this room. And that means that we have space in the living room to start working on the wall. And that's what we're gonna do next week. We're really happy with how it turned out. All that's left for this video is the last really cool thing that happened to us. And this is that we saw some dolphins at the beach. And with that, I'm gonna say goodbye. See you in the next episode, and have a good time.
Da hinten sind ja noch mehr. Alter. Echt krass. Oh, mein Handy. Sind das viele, wie cool. Da hinten sind noch ganz viel mehr.